you know, open carry is something that we're not familiar with here, but it is legal in the Twin Cities. But here's my thought. If you take a weapon to a heated protest, though, are you asking for trouble? Having been to some of those protests in the US where the coppers mean business, right? Things happen very fast. They can escalate very fast. But if you've got a gun on your hip, are you asking for trouble when split-second decisions are made?
Well, it's certainly not something that I would do, that I would take a weapon to a protest. But we don't know how spontaneous this was. He may walk around with that all day, every day, and just happen to see this event. So we don't know that because there's so much we don't know. And what the state government is saying is that the shooters are investigating themselves. Department of Homeland Security says, we're going to investigate this, no one else. We'll just look at ourselves. Whereas normally local, state or city law enforcement begins these investigations. Now, the local police went to the scene to investigate, and the Border Patrol agents wouldn't let the local police onto the scene. So they went to a local court, got an order that said that these police should be allowed to see the scene. They were still denied. So they went to the federal court, and there's going to be a hearing tomorrow. But so there was dueling presses by the Minnesota governor and the Border Patrol agents at the exact same time. And they were arguing dueling narratives. One says that he was committing a felony. The other, the chief of police there, says he was exercising his First and Second Amendment right.
Yeah, no, we did run part of that a little earlier in the program. They were up at the same time, and we swung from one to the other and did notice that as well, Michael. Just a final point, though. When you say it's an inflection point, or when others saying it's an inflection point, what do they mean by that? I mean, Donald Trump's not going to change course, is he?
Well, no, but we have seen him change course under intense pressure, particularly from his base. And I have to tell you this, what the polls here are showing, for what it's worth, is that whilst, many people still support immigration reform and tougher immigration policies, almost 2/3 of Americans, including Republicans, do not support these kind of operations or the way that President Trump is trying to enforce his policy. So, they may be doing more damage to themselves, and the inflection point could be that these are raising such tensions that this is going to ferment either more violence or certainly creating more division. As the mayor of Minneapolis said, as we saw Chicago, Portland, here in Los Angeles were the precursors to Minneapolis. Minneapolis, America, is a precursor to what's coming next to where you are.
Okay.